today I've got another tutorial for you. It was supposed to be a wearable blue and purple look. To me this still is considered wearable, but then again I love wearing colors, but I think for most people it would be more of a party look, I guess. I did try to like compensate with nude lips, you know, but yeah. Also I decided to do more videos from now on, well, more tutorials from now on with voiceover, simply because I enjoy to do videos both in Dutch and English. And with the eyes I can do one eye per language, but I only have one face. So yeah, that was always sort of difficult, and yeah, I just feel like it gives more of a full view on how I do my makeup, to just really show it like I usually do it. And this is way easier to film when doing a voiceover, because I can just do my makeup properly and then, you know, later tell you how I did it. Yeah. So I hope that's gonna improve my quality of tutorials, and yeah, I hope you'll like it. So let's get started. Today I used the Yves Rocher Zèro Defaut foundation with a sponge, because I didn't really feel like I needed all that much coverage. So yeah, it becomes a little bit less opaque with a sponge and it looks more natural. I really like this foundation just because it's also very nourishing, so I don't have to apply any moisturizer underneath it. I'm pretty lazy, so yeah, that's always a good thing. Then I used the Catrice Camouflage cream in the shade Ivory. Yeah, as usual, that's basically the concealer I always use. I first used it underneath my eyes, then on my cheekbones. And I also highlighted the bridge of my nose with it, and a little bit on my chin, and yeah, basically anywhere where I wanted a little bit of a highlight. I just really like to do that with concealer because it's just easy. Then I used the Catrice Nude Illusion powder. I always like to keep it upside down and shake it a little bit so that the product gets into the lid, as you can see there. Just makes it easier to grab. Then I used this brush that I bought at Warm Pretty store, and I like to use it underneath my eyes and on the bridge of my nose, basically anywhere where I get oily quickly. Also use it on my eyelids to make sure that my eyeshadow won't crease later. It's a really thick brush, so it's really useful for that. However, it is a bit too small to use on the entire face. So for the rest of my face I used this brush by Sigma, and just grabbed whatever was left in the lid and just, you know, applied it to the rest of my face to make sure my foundation stays in place. Then it's time for shaping. As usual, again, I use the Color Big Bold Bronzing powder and a stippling brush. I actually think it's called a dual fiber brush by Sigma. And just, you know, shape like everyone shapes, basically. Started out with my cheekbones. I always like them to be the most defined, and then I also did my nose and a little bit on my forehead and also my jawline, just to give it a little bit more depth and definition. And then it's time for eyebrows. I'm using this pencil by Etos, which is a Dutch drugstore, so I'm pretty sure it's not available anywhere else, but just an eye pencil. It has sort of a warm shade, which I think just fits better with my eyes than, or with my eyes stuff, with my hair than a cooler shade would, because obviously my hair is dyed orange. Yeah, what I always do is just, you know, copy the exact thing that I do on one eyebrow onto the other eyebrow, so they sort of look the same. I mean, eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, I've always heard, so they don't have to be exactly the same. So just fill them in, then sort of brush them out with the brush on the end of the pencil, just to make them look more natural. And then comb them through a little bit with yet another brush. And yeah, that's basically it for the entire face base. As usual, I'm going to start with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Crème de Rose. Just to make sure that all eyeshadows are going to give off enough color. And then the first eyeshadow palette I'm going to use is the Undressed palette by Makeup Academy, which is basically a nude palette with lots of shimmery colors. Started out with a taupe color in the hopes of sort of defining the crease already, but it was pretty much invisible, yet I still tried the exact same thing on the other eye with exactly the same result. So then I switched on to this slightly darker taupe shade, which was also basically invisible, but I guess it did make blending easier to already have some powder there. But yeah, you can't really see all that much of it. Then I went on to the highlight shade, which is the palest shade in the palette, and that one did actually stand out properly. By the way, all the eyeshadow brushes which I used on up until now are by Sigma. Also highlighted the inner corner with that. Then I went on to the Decay Electric palette with really bright colors, and I used a sort of burgundy shade with a Eco Tools brush. And I just applied that on like 2/3 of my eyelid. I didn't drag it all the way up to the crease because I'm gonna apply another color there. And also left the inner corner empty because it's already highlighted. Then I used purple to sort of like darken up the outer edges of the burgundy. Because I really wanted to add a lot of color in this, and I really wanted it to look, you know, blended and like sort of an ombre effect of colors. So yeah, I did drag this up in the crease a little bit, not too far, because again there's going to be more colors there later. And really blended it in with the burgundy shade. And then I used the other side of the brush, a short, like thin brush, and just use the same purple shade below the eye. Oh, by the way, all the products I used are actually listed below the video. In case, you know, this is going too quickly. Then I blended it out a little bit because I thought it suited the look better. And then I actually moved on to the crease with a blue shade, a bright blue one, and a large angled shader by Sigma. And from this point onwards, the main thing you have to do is blend. So basically I just applied the color first. I didn't bother putting it really like into the crease because there's going to be more color there later. But yeah, just keep applying until you like the amount of color and then blend it. I also use a blending brush by Sigma to, you know, blend it even more. And then I started out with the really tiny angled brush again and darkest shade of blue. And sort of made a cut crease. It doesn't have to be very very stiff and straight because we're gonna blend it out later anyways. But yeah, it's just, I think like you could also use a tissue or something to make it in a straight line, but I think it's just easier to do it with a brush because it gives more control. At least I find it easier. Then I used a round brush by Etos to apply the blue shade some more and really blend it onto the eyelid and into the crease. Because again, I really wanted a sort of an ombre effect. And I also used the shade to deepen up the crease a little bit, and then again it's a case of blending, blending, blending and more blending. I cut out most of it out of the video obviously. But trust me, I spent a good 10 minutes just blending. That's really one thing with really bright shades. And then I also use a smaller brush to blend out sort of the cut crease part. Just because I wanted it to be a little bit more smoky and not too harsh. Just thought it suited to look better. And then I used the silver shade from the palette and a pencil brush by Sigma just to highlight the inner corner a little bit more. And yeah, that's basically it for the eyeshadow. For the waterline I'm going to use this Yves Rocher jumbo eye pencil sort of thing. It's sort of a 2-in-1 eye pencil. You can also use it for eyeshadow, and I've also once used it as a lipstick, which surprisingly enough worked really well. It's dark blue, as you can see, with tiny glitters in it, which looks really nice. The glitters don't really show up on the waterline, but they do show up on the eyelid a little bit. So I also used it to make a wing. It's not a full eyeliner, I really only made a wing and then just dragged it through about, I don't know, half of my eyelid I guess. I didn't want a full wing, but I did want some more definition on the outer corners of the eyes. And the dark blue shade just ties in nicely with the rest of the colors. And for mascara I used the Miss Sporty Fabulous Lash Mascara to, you know, darken up my eyelashes. And I used that both on the upper lashes and also on the lower lashes. The blush I used is a Catrice Illuminating blush. It's Coral Me Maybe, which is a nice coral shade with shimmers in it. And I applied that using a contour brush by Sigma. And then I also used a very shimmery highlighter, which is the Undress Your Skin highlighter by Makeup Academy, which I applied with the same blending brush I used on my eyeshadow. Of course, after I wiped it off on the towel, because otherwise my cheeks would have turned blue. And I just applied it to my cheekbones and also on the cupid's bow, because I'm going to use a matte lipstick today, and yeah, I just like to have some shimmer on top of it then. And the lipstick I used is Bare All by Sleek, which is sort of a warm tone nude, which I like when, you know, combined with a sort of cooler eyeshadow shade. Because it sort of evens it out a little bit in terms of, you know, shade, warm, cool, you get what I mean. So this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! It's actually a eye pencil, but it can be safely used on lips as well. I think. Hasn't killed me so far, so yeah.